Blocksters, welcome to the Blockchain Hustler, a show where we talk to the leading founders, creators, celebrities, and disruptors who are hustling in Web3. Today's guest is Tino Vivo, the CEO and founder of Kollectiff, a creative tech studio leveraging blockchain technology and NFTs to create engaging and innovative digital experiences. With a focus on utility and experiential design, Kollectiff helps IP owners and brands unlock the full potential of NFTs. The Kollectiff ecosystem takes you from IRL into the Metaverse, and major Kollectiff projects and partnerships include digital fashion, Metaverse experience, and an NFT gallery in Venice Beach, California. Tino, thank you so much for joining us on the Blockchain Hustler today.
A pleasure being here, Kaylee. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to speak about what we're doing at Kollectiff and kind of how we are transitioning from a tech Web3 enabled agency into more of like an advertising layer for Web3 and the Metaverse.
Incredible. I know Kollectiff is doing so many things, and I definitely want to hit everything that you guys are working on because there's so much incredible insight you have. Before we dive into all of the things that Kollectiff is creating in Web3, tell me a little bit about just your background and when you first got into crypto.
Sure. So I come from a background in media and entertainment. My family owns a lot of media production and distribution companies in Latin America. And through that path, I ended up studying digital media in the US. And that was 2012, where I found about Bitcoin and blockchain through my friends in freshman college in Austin, Texas. So I ended up going into a deep multi-year long rabbit hole that culminated in my college thesis on cryptocurrency legislation. And finally, after graduating, I decided I should invest everything I own into crypto, and not merely speculative, but also to learn more and to have skin in the game. So after I invested all of my money in crypto, I started running masternodes, mining both proof of stake and proof of work coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I even started a little small crypto focused funds for friends and family who didn't know what the hell it all was. So I kind of helped them navigate those waters. And back then was when I met my co-founder, now CTO, Emiliano Bilis, who back in 2016, he was developing a play-to-earn strategy game on Ethereum with NFTs. And that was the first time I encountered media on the blockchain. And I became fascinated with the idea. We began exploring multiple projects that never saw the light of day because it was way too early. NFT, the concept, the terminology wasn't yet invented. So it wasn't until 2020 when NFTs exploded that I felt the market was ready for us to enter.
Right. I want to dive a little deeper into that. Tell me about just how Kollectiff came about and what was your aha moment when you realized there was something you could build to just add to Web3 and also accelerate the adoption of Web3?
So early on in Kollectiff, we started Kollectiff early 2021. And I just knew I wanted to go into the rabbit hole of media and blockchain, right? Mm-hmm. And through that journey, Kollectiff was supposed to be what we began developing back then was a storefront deployment platform so that brands were able to easily plug and play launch NFT storefronts for their products and services with a cohort of other kind of tools that they could use. But going through that journey also pointed out that we haven't launched any NFT project whatsoever. So how are we gonna develop a system that is beneficial for all of the parties without going through all of the journeys, right? So we decided, okay, let's post this beautiful idea that we have until we know what's like to launch an NFT project. And if we were going to launch an NFT project, we were going to do something a little bit different and something that aimed to kind of raise the bar and innovate somehow, bring something new to the table. And that's when we came up with the idea for the Metaverse Travel Agency, which was the first generative wearable collection in the NFT space. We launched it October last year. And through that journey, we defined what Kollectiff was going to be. We started operating as a venture studio, pursuing different projects, but always on the cusp of metaverse, advertising, and Web3, always at that intersection. And our aha moment was, these are powerful marketing tools. NFTs are a powerful medium by which a brand can create community and leverage that community in the future, right? It was a new and innovative way for brands to connect with their audiences, and we wanted to be the guys helping those brands leverage Web3 in the best of ways to reach new audiences and engage and create engaging experiences.
Right. Yeah. Kollectiff is definitely using a lot of different experiences to leverage Web3 and get people kind of onboarded. I want to start off with what you're doing for digital fashion. Your company designed the Meta Loop virtual catwalk for Decentraland during Metaverse Fashion Week. And then you also have a partnership with DressX with the Meta helmets. And for those who don't know, Meta helmets allow owners to display their NFTs, which is so cool. Why do you believe Metaverse fashion and digital wearables are an important part for both onboarding people into the Metaverse and also just for people's avatars when they are in the Metaverse?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to human expression, right? It comes down to identity, how I want to be perceived, how I want people to perceive me. And I think that the same thing with wearables is the same thing with avatars, right? Because it's, you know, an avatar could be fully clothed with a bunch of wearables. In essence, anything that can augment your identity or be a part of your identity in the virtual realm, that's an aspect of human expression. And in these three-dimensional platforms, we're looking to be seen how we want to be seen. You don't have to stick to the physical laws and the biological laws of our world, and you can be a 10-meter troll walking around in a tuxedo, and that is empowering, and it allows people to feel fully free wherever they are in the digital space. And it wasn't until the advent of NFTs where we could own those aspects of identity. So it's not only the wearable as a means to express one's unique identity, but it's also, for the first time, we can own that unique identity in the new Web3 era. And
right.
That is really interesting for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Just moving forward, like what is Kollectiff and Metaverse Travel Agency working on next in the digital fashion space that you can share? And what are your predictions for the future of digital fashion, would you say?
That's interesting. Well, on the Metaverse Travel Agency side, we continue partnering with new platforms to be able to deploy our full collection on these platforms. We have a partnership on the works that I cannot reveal right now, but it's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 months. One of the most prominent Web3 metaverses. We already finished the entire collection for Sandbox, and we're hoping to launch that for season 4. And more than that, what we've been doing in fashion in Kollectiff, we've been exploring how do I say this? A platform that can allow fashion brands to essentially peg their assets with a virtual replica. So instead of potentially buying an apparel, similar to what Artifact is doing with Nike and the Clone X collection, but this would essentially allow all fashion brands to be able to simply plug and play into our software and deploy tokenized collections that they could sell with virtual counterparts. And of course, virtual counterparts, we can assume today a few that are available, and then keep on developing the interoperability of it, which is one of the theses of the Metaverse Travel Agency when we started it, was interoperability. We wanted the way you used to do things back then, because the features in these metaverses weren't even ready. You used to develop an asset and then airdrop to that holder's wallet the version that they could use, right? But then they could sell the mother asset and keep the version that they could use, or vice versa. So what the approach we took with the MTA is having one mother NFT where all of the visual renditions for multiple platforms are pegged to the mother NFT.
Right.
So no needing to airdrop, an NFT for Sandbox, an NFT for the Centra, an NFT for Somnium Space. And that is, I think it's how we should be contemplating moving forward, the wearable journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the interoperability is just so much more efficient and so much better with ownership of these digital assets. And Kollectiff also created the NFT fan experience for the band, the Wombats. So cool, with unique utilities. There was a concert in the sandbox. Tell me about that project and just what you believe NFTs and metaverse experience mean when it comes to evolving the music industry, and then also just fan experience, music fans moving forward.
Right. So for the Wombats, we started this project a few months ago with the idea to launch a fully branded collection of avatars that are ready for gameplay in the sandbox, as well as a hub where all of their community could come together, enjoy different aspects of the band, say their memorabilia, their historic moments, have even one-on-one chats with the band, and a lot of other utility, also IRL, having airdrop tickets to in real life events and shows, and culminating in an epic metaverse gig at the end of the year with gamified music experiences and games and quests filled with rewards for the community. So that it was a first take into pairing music, metaverse, and gaming. It was our first how do you call it, journey into marrying those three in essence. And I believe we're just scratching the surface to what music experiences in the metaverse could really be, because a lot of the infrastructure is still in its very nascent stage. And I imagine moving forward we will have incredible experiences where I don't know, just food for thought, where they can throw you NFTs and you're, grabbing them and collecting them, and even mirroring in real life events as well, which some of that is already going on. And we're also in talks with a major music festival to kind of create that type of mirroring virtual digital real hybrid in essence. So I believe that a lot of the digital experience, in order to be fully tangible or valuable to people at this point, there needs to be some level of correlation with real life as well. Yeah. I am fully a digital human, but I do believe in that relationship, in that hybridness, and that's when, for example, AR comes into play, where it's digital, but there's also a degree of reality there to kind of hold your hand. Both are going to be relevant, but I believe that in the early stages of NFTs and the metaverse, I believe in those experiences that are going to win the most are those that are able to draw the line between the digital and the physical, and kind of connect them in a way that generates value to their communities.
Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, that hybrid model is so important, especially with people who don't know a lot about Web3, and then they can kind of piece it together in their mind. It makes it more simplistic, and something that Kollectiff has in the physical IRL world is your NFT gallery and your Web3 club in Venice. Tell me about this space and how you're using it to give people a Web3 experience.
So the space is precisely a manifestation of what I just said, right? That onboarding users and brands from within the digital landscape is of course the motto and the go-to route. But Web3 can seem very cumbersome and very unattainable and very unrelatable. And we needed as a company to have a stake on the ground and to be visible for people and to be an information and real life information portal where they can come ask questions, participate in workshops, learn how to download MetaMask and buy their first NFT, exhibit the best artists in LA, and generate, an in real life Web3 community here in Silicon Beach. So the gallery, in essence, it's a reflection of that thesis where we want to be working in the digital while keeping a foot in the real world to help onboard brands and consumers into the space and make it all more tangible.
That's incredible. It's on Abbot Kinney, right? I definitely have to come visit when I'm back in LA. It's a great area. My favorite place.
Please do. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And we've been having some amazing events this past couple of months. We did an event with The Game and Kanye West team. We did an event with Max Montgomery, the photographer. We did another with Tarek, a digital artist that had an amazing exhibition. And then a lot of events that gather Web3 communities in LA, right? From guest speakers, bringing guest speakers and panelists to debate on topics like NFTs in film, for example, that we had a panel, I think a month ago. And we keep on kind of providing educational content via workshops and panels and whatnot, and events as well.
That's really cool. What is the reaction you've been getting among like the entertainment industry, celebrities and their teams when it comes to educating them on Web3? Is it excitement? Are they kind of iffy about it?
It's a very, very big spectrum, and we kind of try to meet them where they're at, right? And always, I while speaking with my advisors and partners that aren't in Web3, there's always kind of an element of education that I need to facilitate, and I need to understand where they're at so that I don't come with some terminology that is going to make it even worse,
Right.
So it's definitely, there's a spectrum of the people that are clueless about it, that heard it on the news and are still trying to figure it out, to those that invested in Bitcoin a while back, but they don't understand blockchain in general, nor Web3 or NFTs. So I believe there's a big spectrum.
Yeah.
On all of our clients as well, there's a big spectrum. When we generally, for the past few months, we've generally been working with agencies, right, that have already a very clear idea of what they want and how they want to accomplish it, and we act as kind of the nexus between a concept in the air and something, executionable and tangible. And as a consultant, and as well as an executioner, as a production studio for them. And there's a harder work than that is to go direct to brand and do workshops and educational kind of onboarding for these brands to feel comfortable taking the step. These brands usually count on having very big agencies behind them where they allocate their budget for advertising campaigns and whatnot. And lately it's been mostly agencies who are leading that discussion and not brands directly, except for the early adopters and the pioneers like Nike, right, Adidas, and a few others.
Right. So true. Yeah, something that's not extremely helpful in the onboarding Web3 conversation is this market downturn. Um, how are you continuing to just build through this crypto winter? And what are your predictions for what may emerge out of the Web3 space when we come out of this?
I mean, I think I've said this before. I don't remember where, but I believe these type of corrections are in general good for the space, because it gets rid of the fugazi and the frothiness, right? And you end up with the companies and the people that are here for the long term, that are going to keep on building, and that have a purpose to fulfill. And I think that, people are very excited when there's a lot of money flooding in the space because of the opportunity to profit, which is understandable. But the builders that are building for more than profit and for the sake of the overall space, and those are the ones that are going to keep on building with despite market conditions. And I believe that that's a positive overall outcome for the space. But like I said, that I also say my mood fluctuates with the crypto market.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
And I know Kollectiff is working with so many like incredible brands, IP owners. Just what projects do you have coming up that you're particularly excited about that you can share?
So I'm not sure I can share this, but I'll figure it out later. We're working on a project for a dog food brand that has, I'm not going to mention the brand, just because, that has a very interesting campaign that we're developing. We're using part of a system that we've built that is essentially an NPC deployer. So we are allowing metaverse landowners to deploy a script in their scene where they are gonna essentially deploy an interactive, customized NPC with dialogue, where people can interact with these dogs NPCs and they can adopt them from the metaverse. So it's gonna be the first time that dog adoptions will happen within a metaverse. So that is a campaign that has that, unifying line between the virtual experience and the interactive gaming community-oriented experience, and it affecting the real world, these dogs that are looking for homes, right? So that is one of the campaigns that I'm most involved in, and I love the most on the ones that we have coming up. And then we have another very big one for end of year, but I cannot speak about that one yet because it didn't start production yet.
Okay, well, geez, there's so many exciting things coming up. I can't wait to see what Kollectiff has in store moving forward. And just when wrapping up, where can people follow you and Kollectiff to keep up with everything that you're working on?
You can follow us on Instagram at Kollectiff. And my Instagram handle is rvvgl. And also you can contact us via hello@kollectiff.com. And you can check out our website as well, which keeps what we're doing, in kind of a holistic macro look, because it's definitely a lot of things, but it all is in the same kind of intersection, right? Where Web3, metaverse, and advertising meet. And to finish on a positive note, we've been operating this last year as an agency, working with brands and getting these brands to incorporate NFTs and develop experiences in the metaverse. And we are transitioning to a platform model. So now we're going to continue the agency side of things, but with very select few clients. We're going to double down on our software solution, because we've been little by little building a lot of tools that help these brands execute their campaigns. And we're going to take that to the next level and double down on our tool suite.
Wow. Oh, that's super exciting. Congratulations on everything, Tino. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the Blockchain Hustler today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Kaylee.